You think there's going to be any type of gun reform package, school safety package, when lawmakers return from recess on Monday?
I do. I mean, I think not only are we working something in my personal office to give additional resources, not only to school resource officers, even though, the revelation last night was not a good one, but looking at what we can do in terms of improving our background check process. I think it would be, we're in a day and age where you should be able to do a background check on your iPhone. And so looking at it perhaps in a fresh new way is what I'm committed to do. I believe a lot of my colleagues are. I don't see a whole lot of limitations on the Second Amendment. You cover it on a regular basis, and that the chances of that making it through the House and Senate are very slim.
What about in terms of a timeline? March?
Yeah, I think we have to do March. I think everybody is going to look at the input that the president has received, that we've received in our personal offices, and then go from there. I know I spoke to the president backstage today and told him that we were engaging with our House leadership. He had asked me to do that a couple of days ago to come up with real ideas. And I think in the end, as we debate it, I think that we'll not only protect our constitutional rights, but we'll also be able to make our schools safer so that students don't have to worry about this kind of thing happening again.
Has House leadership given assurances that March is a viable timeline?
I don't know that they've given assurances that March is a viable timeline, but it is. I mean, something this serious, if we can get the right legislation, being able to debate it right away, I think is something that we're all prepared to do.
Final question on this. Why is this time different?
Well, I think part of it is what happened just a couple of days ago in the White House. In some countries, when you're opposing your government, you're sent to jail. Here, some of the very perhaps negative things said about this president and administration, they were invited in the White House. And so we got to see up close and raw just some of those emotions. But I think the other part of it is that we feel a real responsibility to make sure that what we see playing out each and every day doesn't happen. And for me, it's about securing the schools and making sure that you don't have any perpetrator who can get in there with that type of weapon again.
It's a divisive issue, but it sounds like background checks and mental health are the common grounds.
They are. I mean, and mental health has been a big issue, and we've seen that. Obviously, it's alleged that this young man was having a difficult home life. When you read the stories, it breaks your heart. And yet, at the same time, that mental health component is a critical thing in hearing from our sheriffs and law enforcement officers. They say it's a component for 80% of the crime. And so we've got to deal with that, not just from a gun violence standpoint, but certainly from a mental health standpoint, and hopefully get them some help.